Hello there.
So I just want to say something pretty funny that happened. So yesterday, sorry, actually the day before, I uploaded my very first ever dark reaction on the channel. And, you know, there was a comment on that video saying, does that mean you're stopping with the X-Files reaction? And then bang! Only a few moments later, I uploaded another X-Files reaction. I had one ready to go. Don't worry. I didn't even need to reply to the comment because my reply was the X-Files upload. I was just like, I was smiling reading that comment, knowing I had an X-Files reaction in the tuck ready to go. But yeah, I've juggled 2 shows on the channel before, ladies and gentlemen, and I can do it again. So yeah, we're going to do X-Files. We're going to do Dark at the same time, hopefully. And yeah, it seems like maybe X-Files is kind of finding its audience a little bit on the channel. I'm seeing some new viewers and subscribers flood to the very first X-Files reaction, which is actually pretty cool. We'll still see how it goes, but in the meantime, I'm absolutely enjoying the heck out of this show. So what's going on, guys? My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, absolutely shooting a shot, and today we are up to episode 13 of the X-Files Season 1 titled Beyond the Sea. We are on a pretty good run of episodes at the moment. I just edited the Eve episode, so that's currently rendering in Premiere Pro, and I was just laughing at my reaction, seeing how much those 2 little girls triggered me in that reaction. But yeah, that's a pretty good reaction, so hopefully that will be on the way soon and you guys enjoy that one. But yeah, we're going to get into the reaction here. We're going to have some fun with this thing, and as always, let's absolutely freaking smash it. Let's go.
As if he's an authority on having a good time. No, sorry, Mom, I got it. Oh, okay.
Gully's parents, yeah.
Okay, Maggie, let's shove off.
Oh,
Shove off.
okay.
It's your daughter, man.
Well, thank you for having us. Dinner was delicious as usual.
Thanks, Mom. Good sailing, Ahab.
Ahab.
Good night, Starbuck. How's work? Good?
Yep, it's good.
That already tells me a lot about the relationship. That little interaction at the beginning here with Scully.
Well, drive carefully.
Is her father not proud of her work? Or what she became?
Hey, Daddy.
I'm going to spend $100. There's an approximate 1 month supply here, and all you'll spend for this entire package is just $39.92.
Oh, that's a cold cut after seeing Scully's dad. That is a cold cut.
Dad? I thought you guys left. Where's Mom?
I'm sensing a little bit this episode thus far. It's almost as if Scully is like, I don't know. In a way, I kind of sense like they're bringing that kind of innocence to her a little bit. Even the way she says dad, mom, it's almost as if she's still a kid at heart. Like, and I love that about her. Like, even aside from all the detective work, she wants to keep the Christmas tree up all year. That's a neat little touch. And I think it's a testament to probably how she was raised. But yeah, I feel like she needs, like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot more room for growth for her character in terms of like I was saying before, I feel like she's still got that youthful innocence about her. I know she lives alone, but I feel like there's a lot of maturing for Scully still to come. And you guys are probably laughing and smiling at me saying this right now, but that's sort of like what that's sort of the vibe I'm currently getting with her. She's still like a daddy's girl, a mummy's girl at heart. Like, she hasn't grown out of her shell a little bit. I could be wrong completely.
Hello? Mom? What's the matter?
Oh no.
We lost your dad. He had a massive coronary about an hour ago. He's gone.
Bro, just as I say that, that happens. That happens.
Let's see some ID.
No, not until I see yours.
But I would have whooped his ass if he was holding the flashlight in my eye like that. I would have taken that shit and whooped it across his head. Pussy-o. Always the teens,
Last time
man.
you
They
were
cop
that
it.
engrossed, it turned out you were reading the adult video news.
I didn't think you'd be in today.
Yeah, Scully wearing black in mourning.
How are you, Dana?
Yeah, he used it for like.
I'm fine, thank you. What are you working on?
2 days ago, a couple was kidnapped at Jackson University. Elizabeth Hawley and James Summers, both 19. Last year, another couple was kidnapped to the day, except that abduction occurred at Duke University.
Duke.
1 week later, they found both students' bodies dead. In 1 week, Luther Lee Boggs will take a seat in the North Carolina gas chamber.
How is he related?
He claims to
Oh.
have information relating to the kidnapping.
I recognize him.
He described Hawley's bracelet down to the last detail.
He was
This is information that only family members could have known.
Or the kidnapper?
Boggs feels that if his talents help save these kids, then his sentence should be reduced to life in prison.
His talents?
He claims to have obtained this information through psychic transmission.
He was
Mulder, do I detect a hint of skepticism?
Wormtongue in Lord of the
Perhaps.
Rings.
Boggs has been there before, in the chamber. My profile helped send him there. He was actually strapped to the chair before receiving an executive stay. He claims that this experience activated in him the ability to channel spirits and demons. I believe in psychic ability without a doubt, but not in this case. Not Boggs.
So you believe that Boggs is orchestrating the kidnapping from the inside?
At the age of 6, Luther Boggs slaughtered every pet animal in his housing project. When he was 30, he strangled 5 family members over Thanksgiving dinner and then sat down to watch the 4th quarter of the Detroit-Green Bay game.
Damn.
Some killers are products of society. Some act out past abuses.
That's cool.
Boggs kills because he likes it.
That X-File is tempting. Ah, Beyond the Sea on the cassette player. Nice.
As a captain, he was entitled to burial in Arlington with full ceremony.
This is exactly the way he wanted it. Just the family.
Hey, that's a peaceful ass burial. Burial, or, you know.
This song was playing when his ship returned from the Cuban blockade. He marched right off.
Sprinkling of the ashes. Bro went out like a champ at sea. War veteran too.
I know that you and Dad were disappointed that I chose the path I'm on instead of medicine.
I knew it. I knew it. I clocked it.
You see it all?
Sure.
Did that say kiss kill?
Soul of Luther Boggs drowns in hell's sea of fire. We have him now.
Now, if there's, listen, based off Lord of the Rings, if there's one actor like if that you want to play a character you dislike or to be invested in a character you dislike, this guy can pull it off. I'ma just say that. I'ma just say that. I despised him.
You mean the souls of your victims?
The dead, living, all souls are connected.
And you're the conduit?
Dana,
I believe him. I'm convinced.
Boggs, please understand that from here we can return to the past. We can see the present.
See the
we can know
present,
the future.
the future.
From
Damn, I
here,
nailed that accent. Damn.
Where exactly are you?
This guy's living in between realms. He phasing in and out.
Mr. Boggs must be made redemptive for his transgressions.
It's exactly what the state of North Carolina intends to do next week.
Let's deal. Boggs' life for the kids, you know what I'm saying?
First, you got to prove you're telling the truth.
The accent changes is so good. You know what it's reminding me of? I don't want. I want to pause because I don't want. I'm already engrossed in this performance. Like, this is captivating. This is really, really good. Like, he has that on-screen presence, that gravitas, and the close-up shots they're using are doing it justice. His facial expressions, everything, micro expressions, inflections are fantastic. And it's really given off, like, I wonder if Todd Phillips or Joaquin Phoenix was inspired a little bit by this, because it really reminds me of Arthur Fleck, like the first Joker film. Not Folie à Deux, whatever that happened with that one. But it's really giving off those type of vibes. The hairstyle, it's just really, really reminiscent of that. Like, it just looks like that, in my opinion. I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, Luther. I want to believe.
Yeah, that's Miles from Lost, man.
Oh, God. No. No, stop. Pain. I'm pain, terrible pain. The boy, Jim, he's tied with twine, packing twine. It's he whoops him with a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger. Oh. Dark place. Cold. Cellar. Warehouse condemned. Of a stone. Waterfall. Waterfall. Not a waterfall. Not water.
He's good, man. He's good.
Over there. Oh, God. I gotta go. I gotta go.
See, like, anything he said here can still basically tie into possibly him working with an accomplice. And it's information he already knows. Or he could possibly be a conduit and be able to have those psychic capabilities.
Tore this off my New York Knicks t-shirt. It has nothing to do with the crime.
And the Knicks still getting violated? They still haven't won that chip, man. Damn. New York Knicks catching strays still.
Somewhere beyond the sea.
Now that's...
Somewhere wait for me.
That's either a major coincidence or Scully's about to start believing.
Did you get my message, Starbuck?
Oh, come on. Nah, there ain't no way he know. Yeah, he has to be a conduit, right? He has to be. Ain't no way no one knows that personal information.
Really? What's wrong? Did Boggs say something to you?
No,
Come on, Scully.
it's my father. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Why don't you go back to the motel? We've exposed Boggs as a fraud. Boggs is not what he claims to be. He may be orchestrating the kidnapping. Now he knows we're onto him. He doesn't have a chance with this charade. I'm gonna wait around here for a couple hours and try to interrogate him.
I feel like
Hopefully he'll tell me where the kids are.
Mulder went in with the Mulder went in with the sort of
Just as before. Happy will be.
I feel like he already went in with the conclusion that Boggs was a fraud, so like, and he already didn't believe it. So I guess, you know, he tried to play into that angle, which is interesting because Mulder's usually the one that believes.
Waterfall. Not a waterfall.
Niagara Falls.
An angel stone.
Oh, Niagara. One of the rooms up here. Hey, this is Scully's episode, man. I would call for backup, though. Condemned. Black candles as well. The coat hanger, whipping him with the coat hanger. He right, man. He right. Scully about to start believing. Where are the bodies, though? Or where are they being held? That was a crazy flash cut right there.
I just heard that Liz Hawley's family made a positive ID on the charm you found at the warehouse. The police are searching that place inch by inch, but they haven't been able to find anything yet. I expected to find you at the crime scene.
Did Boggs confess?
No, it was 5 hours of Boggs's channeling.
Look at the paintings behind Scully in her room as well. You got like sort of the ship, the sailing, and then the other one you had like the rough, stormy seas as well. I don't know if that's meant to be like sort of any indication of a connection with her father potentially in terms of like him, you know, sailing out and going to war.
3 hours, I asked
I don't
him
know
to
if he was in
summon
the
up
Navy
soul of
potentially.
Jimi Hendrix and requested all along the watchtower. You know, the guy's been dead 20 years, but he still hasn't lost his edge. Scully, I told you about Boggs.
I didn't go looking for it. I came across an area that had landmarks he spoke of.
That doesn't matter. That's exactly what Boggs wanted. He could have been setting you up. You could be dead right now.
I get Mulder
Why
being
did you feel you had to lie on your police report?
overprotective of Scully here, but
I thought it would be a better explanation under the circumstances.
What you're really saying is that you didn't want to go on record admitting that you believed in Boggs. The Bureau would expect something like that from spooky Mulder, but not Dana Scully.
I thought that you'd be pleased that I'd opened myself to extreme possibilities.
Why now? After all we've seen, why Boggs?
she's been afraid the entire time.
Does this have to do with your father?
I feel like deep down, the entire series, Scully has this inclination, like really, really deep down, that she believes everything, but she's afraid to admit it. And I don't know if her wearing the cross, I think she was raised as a really religious individual, and she's probably strong in her beliefs. And I guess everything she's experienced, she's always trying to find that scientific explanation, that explanation that's not beyond the realm of like sort of like aliens, human existence, supernatural things and stuff like that. But this episode, especially with her father's passing, might get her to start believing potentially. This might be the trigger, or this might be that event that brings that into action and, you know, leapfrog Scully into the world of Mulder potentially, in terms of like she becomes a full believer after this. And yeah, all this time she's been afraid, or like I said at the beginning of this episode, she's been a shell of herself. And this is the episode that finally brings it out of her.
He said that he didn't approve of you becoming an FBI agent. Now, if being on the job now makes you feel guilty or uncomfortable or uneasy, I think you should back away. Because if it's clouding your judgment, you're putting yourself in danger.
I love this job.
You love your father. As for Luther Boggs, he's the greatest of lies. I know he's working with someone on the outside, and they planted that evidence.
Maybe he is. Maybe he
We
is.
have to be very careful about plotting our next move because he's planned 5 steps ahead. The only advantage we have is time. Scully, take a look at this.
That's incredible. They found them?
That's exactly what I want Boggs to think.
I don't understand. Why didn't the police notify us?
They haven't been found. The
Article,
is
yeah, I
bogus.
was about to say, they
Carolinian made
fabricated
this
the
one up
article.
just for us. Only 6 people know about it. Later on today, Boggs gets his weekly phone privileges. Hopefully, he'll call his accomplice to find out what happened.
Very similar hatch right there to Tombs, I believe. Like the way stuff is delivered. I don't think it's the same facility though.
Phone privilege, 2 hours.
Might be just a general hatch in all prisons. I'm overthinking it.
Go.
I think with Boggs, it potentially may be a combination of the two. Maybe he's actually a conduit, or maybe he's working with an accomplice
Turn off that
potentially.
phone.
I mean, he doesn't have the best
Turn it off.
history, let's say that. Like,
Mulder, it's you.
Mulder.
How come you don't believe me?
like how does he have?
Agent Scully does.
Like, how does he have Mulder's number?
Agent Scully believes what we all believe. That you have the kids. Now, where are they?
Mulder, even if he is setting us up, we have to follow because in 3 days,
Liz Hawley and Jim Summers will be dead.
and then a day later, our only connection to the case will be pulling up a chair at the gas chamber.
Skull, human skull. Silver gray. His eyes cold.
Damn.
Cold. Staring at Elizabeth. God, he's got the wire. No. Please. No.
He don't look late 20s.
Where is he?
He's over by the window,
There is a lot of
holding
windows.
back his stunts and killings. Waiting. This is a small boathouse on Lake Jordan.
You got that?
Walter. Don't go near the White Cross. We see you down. And your blood spills on the White Cross.
He really good, man. He really good. Whoop this guy's ass. Ain't no way he got out of the vicinity that quick. What happened to surrounding the joint first? Why are we going from the top? That's poor FBI work. Surround the joint and breach. Close off all exits.
Federal agent!
We need an ambulance! Officer down!
Did he shoot him through like the top thingy? Oh, blood spilt on the White Cross. Bro, this is a really dark episode. This is a dark ass episode of the X-Files. Damn.
What do we got? Through and through. Upper femur. Okay, type and screen him for 6. I want 2 liters of normal saline in now and give him 2 units of ONEG after the type and screen. Let's transfer. Now.
Lucas Jackson Henry, 28. Did some time at Angola, Louisiana for sexual assault, narcotics, nothing big really.
Nothing big?
His personal history includes being witness to an auto accident in which his high school sweetheart was killed and his mother was decapitated. The 7-year anniversary of that accident is in 3 days.
He's reliving it. That would explain the deadline.
The most important element we found is there's substantial suspicion that Luther Lee Boggs' last 5 murders were committed with a partner.
Okay.
Now, the police up in Durham say they could never prove it in court, but they know that partner was Lucas Henry.
I feel like this is gonna be great here with Scully potentially confronting Boggs, and I feel like this episode has confused or like done really well to sort of put the viewer in 2 minds. Is he a conduit? Is he not a conduit? He seems to have like that symbiotic connection with pain in terms of like living things through like certain different like forces, like through different realms. Like he's able to feel, or I don't know if he's like, he wasn't acting it out because he was able to feel the pain that Lucas was sort of he was able to feel the pain that Lucas was giving to the 2 captives, right? Like especially with the whip, and then you saw his face sort of basically whiplash, I guess, or like, yeah, you saw his face tilt to the side. So there possibly might be that sort of scientific explanation, not scientific explanation, but that sort of evidence that points towards that Boggs is working with an accomplice, and he was this whole time, but he's the one that just got caught. And, you know, whatever happened with the electric chair, whatever happened with the gas chamber, there was some supernatural forces that basically gave him these psychic abilities, because then you have the evidence that points towards him possibly being a conduit. And, you know, that is basically what he's been saying in terms of knowing the exact place. But maybe that place is where, you know, him and his accomplice have, you know, operated out of before, and he was just giving those hints. But yeah, possibly he has that connection with the accomplice through those psychic abilities as well. Because how would he know across the sea? How would he know what Scully's father, you know, nicknamed her in terms of Starbuck? Like, that's some really personal stuff. Like, I don't think anyone would know that bar Scully, her mother, and potentially maybe other close relatives or family members. Like, that is some really personal information that he knows. So potentially he is a conduit. But also on the other hand, he might be working with an accomplice.
You set us up. You're in on this with Lucas Henry. This was a trap for Mulder because he helped put you away. Well, I came here to tell you that if he dies because of what you've done, 4 days from now, nobody will stop me from being the one that'll throw the switch and gas you out of this life for good, you son of a bitch!
You have to let that out. That was cold.
Dana, you're the one that believed me.
No! No, I do not believe you!
Don't believe me. Maybe you believe yourself. But I was so excited. Not because the cigarette, I mean, it was gross, but because I wasn't supposed to.
It could be a moment from any kid's life.
I was about to say, is that a
I
moment?
know what you want.
Is that a moment from Scully's life
And
as
I
a
know
teenager?
who you want to talk to.
Like, how does he know that?
Why don't you just go ahead and ask me?
I'll believe you. If you let me talk to him.
This is the wrong person you want to ask to talk to your father. Like, he would just make this shit up and lie as well. I do believe him in some way. He got that Miles from Lost ability, man. He's gonna open with Starbuck, isn't he?
Starbucks.
Oh, shit! Give me my money, motherfuckers! Damn, he brought her daddy's ashes from the sea like that.
No! Nobody talks to anybody until I get a deal.
Don't underestimate my fear of dying, and don't downplay my terror going back to that chair. I know my hell's gonna be to going back to that chair over and over again for all the time, but in this life, my one and only life, I don't ever want to go back again, ever!
Yo, can you win an Emmy for a one-off performance? Because this is crazy.
Last time I went to death's door and looked inside, I injected into me, and their collective fear alone was just one taste of hell. And then I felt myself leave my body. I thought they'd already killed me, and I saw thousands of souls rushing into my body. It is a cold, dark place, Scully. Muller's looking in on it right now.
It may be a cold, dark place for you,
Yeah.
but it's not for Mulder. And it's not for my father.
I'm sure he'd like to tell you himself.
Ooh.
But I'm not going to let him.
Damn.
But if you need to convince the judge I'm in on it with Lucas, go ahead. Because either way, whether I'm running the show with Lucas or I'm channeling, no information's coming till I get a deal. I got nothing to lose.
Guard!
I die. That boy goes to that cold, dark place.
See, that's like, I feel, that's him playing tricks because Scully, I feel like being a person of faith, that's, I feel like Boggs only experiencing death or having that experience of death as this cold, dark place. When if you're a person of religion, if you're a person of faith, you have that belief that, you know, after death, like, obviously, you know, you enter the kingdom of heaven, like, things like that. Like,
Supreme Court of North
it
Carolina
shouldn't be this
do not
cold, dark
intend to
place.
make a deal with a mass murder.
We're running out of time. There's still no sign of Lucas Henry or Jim Summers.
Detectives need to detect, man.
The Raleigh police said...
No matter what, don't believe him. Boggs created this whole charade to get back at me for putting him on death row.
But what if there's another explanation?
Don't deal with him.
I still feel like
trying to claim you as his last victim.
I still feel like it's a bit of both. He potentially has psychic abilities, but he's also manipulating Scully potentially to get and using, you know, the grief from her father's loss to get a deal out for himself, to not be on death row. But like it's a mixture of both because, like I was saying before, how does he know the things about Scully?
Mr. Boggs,
Not even Mulder knows that
you
stuff.
got your deal.
She need to manipulate him into getting a deal too. She need to use him now.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, where are they?
This performance is so good. From it, like, even Gillian Anderson as well. They both are nailing it.
Barrels. No, on a bigger, like, huge, vats, factory, condemned.
Damned.
The old Blue Devil Brewery out by Morrisville. Oh God, he's getting ready. He's getting ready to,
Why do I feel like this is not convincing, this one?
he's getting ready to kill the...
I love how they changed to like the overhead shot right there. High angle camera, like the high angle shot looking over him as he's looking up. And it wasn't just, you know, a front on
Luther, if
steady
you
shot.
really were psychic,
I'd have known you lied. That there never was a deal. I know you tried.
He good, man.
Scully.
He good.
Avoid the devil. Don't follow Henry to the devil. Leave that to me.
So did he give Scully the information? He knew she was lying, but he respects that she tried. So that's why he gave the information as to where Henry was and warned her about the devil. The blue devil, sorry. Yeah, he's able to channel like his psychic abilities through the living and through the dead. I feel like it's a bit of both. You got that serial killer manipulation going on this episode, but he also does, in my opinion, have those abilities from what he experienced on death row. Finally. Finally. Damn, he was about to decapitate his ass. Like his childhood girlfriend or mother? I can't remember which one.
go.
Come on, man. Come on, man. There's some sloppy ass police work this episode, man. Come on. Blue Devil, the Blue Devil. Don't go there. He did warn her. He did warn her about it. Yeah, that means Scully would have potentially fell to her death, or... He did warn her about the Blue Devil. Saved her life. You believe now? Ooh. That was a cold dissolve right there. This has been a scary episode, man. That is chilling, unnerving. I love it. Great performance.
Say goodbye.
Great performance by Worm Tongue.
I believe that if you had orchestrated this kidnapping, Lucas Henry would have been aware of the danger you warned me about. He never would have crossed that bridge. So you saved Jim Summers' life. But you saved mine as well.
He still committed hella murders, though.
You come for some unfinished business. You want your father's message? Not now. You be there tonight, my witness. When they got me in that chair and they opened up that shield, get your message.
Bro, Scully been through it this episode. I ain't gonna lie. Like, he been through the trenches. I mean, her father went to war, but Scully been through war this episode. That looks like the same mill. Is it the same final mill he had in the flashback before? How scary must it be experiencing this, man? Like, that is. Hey, you have to confront your actions, boy. Confront your demons.
Our Father, in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Would you like to make a statement?
Our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive. Amen.
I was considering Boggs.
She didn't go witness. She
If
didn't
he
go
knew
witness.
that I was your partner, he could have found out everything he knew about me, about my father.
Scully.
How?
Beyond the Sea was playing at my parents' wedding. Visions of deceased loved ones are a common psychological phenomena. If he knew that my father had...
Dana, after all you've seen, after all the evidence, why can't you believe?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to believe.
You couldn't face that fear? Even if it meant never knowing what your father wanted to tell you?
But I do know.
How?
He was my father.
That's the same line that her mother told her. That was the answer. He was your father. Like, of course you know. You didn't need Tombs. Not Tombs. You didn't need Boggs to tell you that. Hey, yo, Scully gonna start believing now, man. Scully gonna start believing. That was a fantastic episode of the X-Files. What a performance by Boggs, man. That was insane. And I feel like it was a hybrid. I really do believe it was a conduit because, like, being where he was, there was no way he'd able to conduct proper research on, Scully and Mulder unless he had some sort of, like, informant on the outside, which I doubt he did. Obviously, I don't see that Lucas Henry guy as being able to do that stuff. But I do feel like he was a conduit. I do feel like, yeah, with the flashbacks we saw, whatever happened on his first time in on death row triggered some sort of psychic abilities in him, his ability to sort of connect to the realm of the dead, and as well basically predict things that were going to happen that caused harm or death to certain individuals. So yeah, I do feel like it was a hybrid thing with him, sort of trying to get back at Mulder for putting him on death row in the first place, and then obviously him manipulating Scully, and then Scully trying to manipulate him. But I do feel like he was a conduit, but he was trying to sort of get the best out of the situation for himself. And I think at the end, the fact that he knew that Scully at least tried and he respected that, she, couldn't do anything more. Her hands were tied. Obviously, the judge didn't grant, a lighter sentence for him, or like, life in prison, for Boggs. I think, yeah, that's why he warned her about, the Blue Devil, and basically told her where Lucas Henry was. But that was a fantastic episode, a captivating performance from both. Can't remember the actor who plays Boggs' name, but a captivating performance from both him, Scully, even Mulder this episode. Even though he was a little bit sidelined, I feel like he did warn Scully about Boggs and how manipulative he can be, and I feel like he was right. Like, her father's passing did cloud her judgment a little bit, and I feel like that made her an easy target to become manipulated by Boggs a little bit. But I feel like, yeah, it was a combination of both. And Scully did try to play that angle, her cutting a deal with Boggs, but Boggs knew she was lying straight after that, and he was just, I don't know if he respected that she tried, or like, yeah, he was just grateful for her trying. But yeah, that was a fantastic episode of the X-Files, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the darkest episode yet, confronting death, grief, not only with Scully's father, but, even the character of Boggs, and all the murders he has committed. And yeah, just really, really interesting episode. I feel like it was fantastic stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. It's been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.